Many people don't even know who he is, and now he has a bigger voice, and that's okay with me because I like taking on voices like that. I've never respected him. I've never had a lot of respect. And Senator Burr said it best. If you knew anything, why didn't you report it when you were before all of these committees, including their committee? So he had a chance to report. He never did. This was just came up lately, and it's a disgusting thing, frankly. Look, I say it again. That whole situation is a rigged witch hunt. It's a totally rigged deal. They should be looking at the other side. They should be looking at all the people that got fired by them. All of the people that got fired, they should be looking at Bruce Orr and his wife Nellie for dealing with, by the way, indirectly Russians. They should be looking at Steele. They should be looking at all these FBI guys who got fired and demoted. It's a really weird, it's not us. It is a rigged witch hunt. I've said it for a long time. Say it. I think Bruce Orr is a disgrace. I suspect I'll be taking it away very quickly. I think that Bruce Orr is a disgrace with his wife Nellie. For him to be in the Justice Department and to be doing what he did, that is a disgrace. That is disqualifying for Mueller. And Mr. Mueller has a lot of conflicts also. Direct to yourself, so you know that. Mr. Mueller is highly conflicted.
Keep the guys.
I could go into conflict after conflict. But sadly, Mr. Mueller is conflicted. But let him write his report. He did nothing. There's no conviction.
What up?
Hello, Way.
Hello, Mr. Lamar.
What's the matter? Like getting you down?
Okay, I'm about to leave.
I was born in 2027, after the corn syrup droughts, after the bandwidth riots, after people stopped trying to fix
Did you
problems.
say
and just tried to
2027?
outlive them. My parents, they didn't make it through those times, so I live here in Columbus, Ohio with my Aunt Alice. In 2045, Columbus is the fastest growing city on Earth. It's where Halliday
Hey, I'm
and
about
Moore
to
started
leave.
gregarious games.
Nice meeting y'all. Nice.
These days, reality is a bummer. Everyone's
Nice
looking for a
meeting
way to
you.
escape. And that's why
Hello?
Halliday, that's why he was such a hero to us. He showed us that we could go somewhere without going anywhere at all. You don't need a destination when you're running on an omnidirectional treadmill with quadraphonic pressure-sensitive underlay. James Halliday saw the future, and then he built it. He gave us a place to go, a place called the Oasis. This is the Oasis. It's a place where the limits of reality are your own imagination.
So we haven't seen the last of that. We are not going to take it sitting down. They can't take our people. So you will see what happens. I don't talk about that now. I don't talk about that now. I think the whole Manafort trial is very sad. When you look at what's going on there, I think it's a very sad day for our country. He worked for me for a very short period of time. But you know what? He happens to be a very good person. And I think it's very sad what they've done to Paul Manafort. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ali Velshi. My colleague Stephanie Rule is off today. It is Friday, August the 17th. President Trump just spoke to reporters at the White House. Joining me now is MSNBC White House correspondent Jeff Bennett. The president sort of having one of those freewheeling conversations, talking about the revoking security clearances, talking a little bit about Paul Manafort. What do you make of what he just said?
Well, we can start with the Manafort headline. You saw the president say there that Paul Manafort worked for him for a very short period of time. We've seen the president and White House aides do this in the past, where they try to really minimize and rationalize the president's connections to people who have been ensnared by the Russia probe. Remember how they called George Papadopoulos a coffee boy when he was, in fact, a foreign policy advisor for the campaign. And we should point out that Manafort worked for the Trump campaign from mid-March to August 2016. It was a crucial point during the campaign where it wasn't entirely clear that Donald Trump would emerge as the party's nominee. Manafort was brought in to really shore up all of the delegates. So the fact that, you know, the president makes the point that Manafort didn't play that big of a role in the campaign is just not true. And on the other headline of the day, the president's decision to pull the security clearance of John Brennan, that decision really triggering this remarkable rebuke from an unbroken chain of former CIA chiefs and deputy directors going back 2 decades, Al. You saw the president really embrace the talking point that Richard Burr, the senator from North Carolina, offered up. And he was pointing to the op-ed that Brennan wrote for the New York Times, the headline of which said that the president's claims of no collusion are hogwash. Richard Burr makes the point, if he's purporting to know that as fact, well, why wasn't that included in the intel assessment that was released in 2017? You see the president embracing that position, saying he says he knew something. If that was the case, why didn't he say it, Ali?
All right, Jeff, thanks very much. Jeff Bennett for us at the White House. I want to talk a little bit more about the Brennan situation. John Brennan, let me just... Oh, Bill Kristol's with me now. Bill Kristol, the Weekly Standard editor at large. Bill, you were listening. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to what the president was just saying. What do you make of that?
I was struck actually by him saying that Paul Manafort is a very good person.
Yeah.
I don't know if you really watch that trial. I'm not in a position to obviously to know which counts they will find him guilty of or not. Or, you know, that's a legal question, reasonable doubt and all that. But I don't know. You watch that trial, the evidence that was presented. That's an interesting stretch. And it does seem to me to be laying the predicate for President Trump at some point, maybe after the midterm election, to consider pardoning someone who, by his account, by Trump's account, was ensnared unjustly in this thing and is a very good person.
Right. So the president always sort of has two things to say when it comes to somebody who's in legal